Hello viewers, today we are continuing with the same topic, self-sufficiency in growth signals. We will be studying cyclins and cyclin dependent kinases. But before that, let us have a brief overview of cell cycle. So the sequence of events that lead to proliferation of cells is the cell cycle. And the cell proliferation is necessary for the development of organism, for the maintenance of steady state tissue homeostasis, and for the replacement of the dead or the damaged cells. Now the cell cycle has various phases, G1 phase or the gap 1 phase. In this phase, the cell increases in size and the cellular contents other than the chromosomes are duplicated. S phase is DNA synthesis phase. G2 is gap 2 phase where the cell prepares for the mitotic phase, and M is the mitotic phase. And G1, S and G2 are these are collectively called as interphase, and M is the mitotic phase. And the cells which are not dividing or which are in a resting phase are called as the quiescent cells. These are in G0 phase. Now the cell can enter the cell cycle either from the G1 phase or by completing one round of mitosis. Now what are the key elements of cell proliferation? Accurate DNA replication, then coordinated synthesis of cellular components, and equal distribution of DNA and organelles to the daughter cells. Now how this cell cycle is regulated? The cell cycle is regulated by various activators and inhibitors. The cell cycle progresses with the help of cyclins. There are more than 15 cyclins, and these are named so because of the cyclic production and degradation. They are being produced and degraded in various phases of the cell cycle. And cyclin dependent kinases, these are constitutively synthesized. These are present in the cell. These are constitutively synthesized, but they are in inactive state, and when they combine with the specific cyclins, then they acquire their kinase activity, and then the cyclin dependent kinase complex, then it phosphorylates the protein substrates, and this progresses the cell cycle. Now the cyclins, they appear sequentially, cyclin D, E, A, B, they sequentially appear in the phases of the cell cycle. Now there are two main classes of cyclin dependent kinase inhibitors. The first class include P21, P27, P57, which broadly inhibit multiple cyclin dependent kinases. These broadly inhibit multiple cyclin dependent kinases. And another class include P15, P16, P18, P19. They have selective effect on the CDK4 and CDK6. Now let us see various mutations that can affect the cell cycle components and regulators. Major cancer associated mutations affecting G1 to S checkpoint. Now this G1 to S checkpoint is very important because any defect in this checkpoint will lead to not only dysregulated growth, but it also may favor a mutator phenotype. So these two broad categories, they can affect the G1 S checkpoint. These are two broad categories of mutations. First is a gain of function mutation in D cyclin and CDK4. So these cyclin and CDK4, they help in progression of the cell cycle, and any gain of function mutation, the genes will then function as oncogenes. So this will promote unregulated G1 to S progression. So these are three cyclin genes, D1, D2, D3, and they are dysregulated by acquired mutations including the chromosomal translocation, gene amplification. Chromosomal translocation is seen in lymphoid tumors and gene amplification is seen in solid tumors. And amplification of CDK4 gene is seen in melanomas, sarcomas, glioblastomas. The second category is the loss of function mutation in genes that inhibit the G1 to S progression. These include the CDK inhibitors. So these CDK inhibitors, they inhibit the cyclin D CDK complexes. So they act as tumor suppressor genes, and any loss of function mutation in these genes will lead to malignancies. So these are frequently mutated or silenced in many human malignancies. Germline mutation of P16, which is CDKN2A, is seen in 25% of melanoma prone families. Somatically acquired deletion or inactivation of P16 is seen in 75% of pancreatic cancers, 40 to 70% of glioblastomas, 50% of esophageal cancers, 20 to 70% of ALL, 20% of non-small cell lung carcinomas, soft tissue sarcomas, and bladder cancers. So these CDK inhibitors, they are acting as tumor suppressor genes. Now two important tumor suppressor genes, the RB gene and TP53, they also encode protein that inhibit the G1 to S progression. So we will be discussing about the tumor suppressor genes in the next videos. So this was all about the cell cycle components, the activators, regulators. I hope the video was useful. For more such videos, please subscribe my channel and do not forget to like and share my videos. Thanks for watching.